Sugar Daddy Podcast, yo. Learn how to make them pockets grow. Financial freedom's where we go. Smart investments, money flow.
So I saw two things on social media that I want to run by you, and I want to see what you would say.
Now, preface this, I don't know. I have no idea what she's about to say. So this is going to be my honest take right away.
All right, so I'm going to read this to you, okay?
All right.
My ex and I have been divorced for a few years. We were married for 7 years total and never had children. He remarried after we separated and had a child with his new wife. He recently passed away unexpectedly, and I received notice that I am still the beneficiary on his life insurance policy for $100,000. His wife found out and is asking me for the money because she has a child with him. It's not my responsibility to keep his policy beneficiaries updated. He should have done that. Am I the asshole for wanting to keep the money and not give it to his new wife and child? And what options do I have to contribute to his child but not his wife? What you gotta say?
First and foremost, that's one of the reasons why I say you got to do a annual checking of your beneficiaries to make sure that everything is up to date, because especially the age that we're at, we are in the season of, unfortunately, we have friends that are getting married, getting remarried, and you need to make sure all that stuff is up to date and it's the way that you want it to be.
Yeah. Hello, you got a divorce and you didn't update your beneficiaries?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I've seen that scenario happen one time.
Yep.
Now, is that person the asshole? See,
What should she do? Should she keep the money?
So the thing for me is that since there is a child involved here, that to me is the make or break factor. Reason being is that what I'm saying, regardless of what happened between the woman who received the money, her ex-husband, and her ex-husband's current spouse, there's still a kid involved here that needs to be taken care of. So if that money would be needed to take care of that child, for me, that'd be hard to take away from an innocent child that has nothing to do with any dynamics of what our relationship may be. Because, for example, like maybe maybe the husband cheated on her with this, new spouse, whatever.
Yeah, that was not detailed.
But that's
here.
all dynamics between the adults. I have a hard time not giving money to the kid. Now, if she wants to bypass giving the wife money to use because for whatever reason, maybe there's something that had gone on there, she literally could just put the money in the 529 plan for the kid.
Okay.
And that would limit, I take it back. So if you put in the 529 plan, you still can't pull it out, but then you're penalized on it. So if she wanted to specifically give the money to the kid to make sure that, it's used for the child, there are ways to do that.
But I would assume that it's like current living expenses and not future college education expenses.
Yeah, so
it's tricky.
If it's current living expenses, it's gonna be a headache for you over $100,000. Like,
I mean, you know me. If I was newly married to somebody who was previously married to somebody else, I'm gonna say, have you updated your beneficiaries?
Yeah.
But people don't do that.
No, they don't. And the thing is too is that's not on whoever put the life insurance policy in place.
No, that's on whoever owns the policy.
Yeah, that's on the person who owns the policy. They need to update it. They need to reach out to the person, because the person who put the policy in place may not even be, in finance anymore. They might not even be alive.
Right. Oh my God.
But you need to make sure that your policy is updated and the correct beneficiary is on there. Sounds like a terrible situation. Like I said, for me at the end of the day, if the money's for a kid, I'd have a hard time keeping it. Now, for example, if
there wasn't a kid.
Oh, my money.
Okay, so I knew you were going to say that. So if there wasn't a kid, then it's like, too bad, so sad. He should have updated the beneficiaries. But because there's a kid, you're like,
yeah,
no, do the right thing and make sure that the kid gets the money.
No kid.
No kid, no money.
Like, you have the wrong number. You tried to call me.
Well, I was also thinking when I read this, because legally, how would the new wife know that the insurance went to?
She could only assume. She wouldn't.
Because you wouldn't actually legally be able to find that out, right?
No, because in that scenario, if the current wife knew there was a life insurance policy and then she calls in about it, basically what she's going to get is that you're not named as a beneficiary. We cannot give you any information.
And you've had to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And it
hella
wasn't, yeah,
awkward.
it wasn't a policy I put in place. It was
Right.
like one that I kind of inherited from somebody else. But yeah, in that scenario, but she could probably assume that his ex-wife
Mhm.
is probably the one that's on the policy, and that's where you kind of go from there. But legally, she wouldn't be afforded any information.
Yeah. We would love to hear from you guys about this. What do you think? What would you do if this was a scenario that you were in? Would you keep the money or would you make sure that the money somehow goes to that child? Definitely let us know. Comment, slide in our DMs, send us an email. We want to hear from you.
Sugar Daddy Podcast, yo. Learn how to make them pockets grow. Financial freedom's where we go. Smart investments, money.